This is the All Things Nerd production. Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week. Um, and with that, let's do some housekeeping. But first, cheers.
Cheers. Nerd. All right, like you said, for some housekeeping, if you are a fan of this show and would like to become a premium subscriber, the best way to do that is to go over to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd and subscribe there. It is a monthly subscription, but with that you get some behind the scenes bonus content. You also get some member exclusive merch, which is pretty rad, and you get access to our pre-show warm-ups. Oh, that shot is not sitting right. Sorry. Suddenly very burpy. With our pre-show warm-ups, it's where Jake and I have a drink or two while we kind of get ready for our main episode. We'll talk about a variety of topics. This week, we talked about aliens and the recent UAP/UFO sightings that's been going on, and we kind of derailed into the greater cosmos. It was a really fun conversation, though. I know we say that most weeks, that it was a really fun conversation,
Well,
but
that's the whole point of it, is just to have a fun conversation that's not scripted like the rest of this show. That,
yeah,
again, it's a loose script.
yeah, it's
You
an
know,
outline.
we have an outline that we follow for this part of it, but our our pre-shows are just us shooting the shit.
Yeah, we derail, we find tangents. Sometimes we circle back, sometimes we don't. It's a circle. But again, that is over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. Jake, you want to get into our first topic here?
I do. Sorry, I just got a text.
No, you're totally
Um,
fine. You're way more popular than I am, so I get it.
we're gonna talk about Secret Level. This is on Prime,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
it's on
Amazon
Prime.
Prime. You watched the all 8 episodes. I only was able to get through the first 6 episodes. It
Mhm.
is easy to digest because each episode is only about 15 to 20 minutes long.
Mhm.
They're short. They short.
They shout.
Um,
They shotties, you know?
Before we get into any of this, spoiler alert as always. Um, but yeah, let's just dive right in here. I do want to go like episode by episode, or do you just want to talk about it as a whole? Like, what are
Let's
you thinking?
talk about it as a whole, and then we can point out, our favorite episodes for you so far,
I like that. Yeah,
and then least favorite and why,
sure,
and
sure.
stuff like that. But first off, what are some things that you really liked about this?
I really like the animation style. I like that the animation style changes from episode to episode, which is really cool.
Yeah.
That's something that they did with the boys Diabolical or whatever. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
All the animation styles were different. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. There are also some parts in this show, in some episodes where you really can't tell that it's animated. Like there are some
Even the
like
first fucking
close-ups
episode.
of like faces and stuff, and it's like, holy balls, that is this like did they put like a person here? That's weird, but no, it was all animated, and that's crazy to me.
I mean, it does make a lot of sense. It's from the same studio that did Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
That also makes sense.
And kind of how in that show, some episodes were more animated than others. But it, I mean, we talked about our excitement for the show in previous episodes, but if this is the first time that you're hearing about it, each episode of the show is based on a different huge game.
Is it like a
whether it's a
They call it
video
like,
game or
yeah.
tabletop RPG, because the
Mm-hmm.
first episode is a Dungeons and Dragons, and then the
Mm-hmm.
next one is based off of it's called Sifu or Saifu. I think it's Sifu, um, which is a video game. But the animation styles, especially the ones based on games, matches the latest gen of those games,
Mm-hmm.
except for Pac-Man.
Dude, we'll get that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Was there what did you not like?
Some of them were episode specific, but also be I think just the runtime of a bunch of the episodes. Some of them felt like as I was watching, I was also on Google trying to learn about the game to, or like what it was based on, so that I could understand, uh, where the story is.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for years now, but it kind of like picks up in the middle and then
God,
ends
yeah.
on a cliffhanger.
It was one of my least favorite episodes, and
Mine too.
only because when it got good, it was credits. It
Yes.
was like, yo, this is dope, and then it was done. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, it was my granted, I really enjoyed all of the
God, I
episodes.
hate the way you fucking say granted.
Granted, I enjoyed all of the episodes. Sorry. Uh, but the D&D
Sorry.
episode was my second least favorite. What happened?
Oh, so you didn't hear it? Oh,
No.
somebody was calling me and my fucking ringer was on, so
Oh.
I was like, whoops.
I mean, the D&D one was my second least favorite
Yeah.
episode out of all 8 of them.
Hmm.
And I run a D&D campaign. I play in a different D&D campain. I
Yeah.
listen to actual play
Wear their
podcasts.
clothing.
Yeah, I'm wearing
Yeah.
a D&D hoodie. Like I have a D&D
Yeah.
tattoo. Like
Show it, show it, show it, show it. Yeah,
it's
show it to the microphone. There you go, Chad.
no, under the microphone.
I know, I know.
Uh
When you first did it, the
yeah.
microphone is blocking it.
Well, because I realize it's douchey because it says the dice giveth and the dice taketh. But yeah, the runtime was like the biggest thing that I didn't like about it.
But at the same time, it makes it easy to digest, right?
Yeah, it's a good
So
introduction to these games.
the only hope would be is that if when and if there's a season two, they pick those same storylines back up and run with it, right?
Or at least the ones that make sense, yeah.
Yeah. What was your? I know you and I have a different one here. What was your favorite episode? Just one. You're all.
All
I
time
also
favorite
haven't seen 7 or 8, so but
uh Sifu.
seafood
Episode 2. Um
episode 2.
that was the animation style was awesome, and because I was like googling these games that I knew nothing about,
Mm,
the concept of it is really cool.
yeah.
What about you?
Mine was oh God, what something tournament,
Oh, the
Unreal
Unreal
tournament.
Tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, it was um episode 4, I think. But it's basically like a gladiator style humans against robots, but it was like rigged so that the humans would always win and the robots like rebel and fucking kill everybody, and it was so fucking dope.
Yeah.
I think that episode was so good. And I haven't seen 7 or 8 yet, so I can't fully say that, that's my favorite of the season, but so far, that is my favorite one.
That was awesome. And the first like real PC game that I ever played outside of the Oregon Trail or you know
Mm-hmm.
solitaire and shit like that was old school Unreal Tournament back in the day when it had like old Doom graphics.
I've never played
Um,
it. Never even heard of it.
when um, they're the
For our
one.
listeners, just for clarification, Chad's more of the gamer in our duo here. I have
Yes.
been getting better about it. I have three different gaming systems. I don't dive into it as Chad's single ladies. I'm or guys, whatever. I'm married with a kid, and I just don't get as much time as I'd like to play video games. But I
Yeah.
do like it when I get a chance to.
Yeah.
I just have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, so I have like an hour or two to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, another cool thing about Unreal Tournament is they really pushed like graphics and motion capture and stuff like that, which propelled games as far as they've come, which is why a lot of these episodes use the it's called the Unreal Engine for its graphics,
Hmm.
for its CGI. It's because of the makers of Unreal Tournament, which is pretty cool.
Dope. That is pretty cool.
So it only makes sense that that was like one of the cooler episodes. It's in my top three.
Oh, and then yeah, I see the end here. Well, do you have a second favorite? Because
It's
I do.
what is yours?
The Pac-Man episode.
Yeah,
I didn't think I was gonna like it because I was like Pac-Man, and it's the last episode I've seen, so I have two more to watch after this one. But I was like Pac-Man, what the fuck? Like this is gonna be cheesy, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. It was creepy and gory and imaginative. I can't believe that it's my second favorite in the there's
yeah,
a nothing if you think about it, if you're thinking you're gonna watch like a yellow ball running around eating shit, like no. This is like a person and an orb and creatures and gory and super fucked up like Agent Smith Matrix, like get me out of here. Like
yeah.
yeah, it was a really fun episode. It was like kind of creepy even at times. I really enjoyed that one.
Especially with that the main like person, the chosen, if you will,
Yeah,
like after a
the one,
kill,
if
just
you will.
like eating, like as it progressed, it was like kill, cut, roast over a fire, to then just
Yeah.
kill and devour.
hmm
It was yeah, it was creepy and
It was the Matrix. Tell me it's not. You're the one,
the
right?
chosen. Yeah,
And I need you to get me out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was good. I'm not knocking it. It
No,
was my second favorite episode.
yeah,
It was dope. It was like it had a very like kind of horror aspect to it, and I really really love horror. So I was all for it. That was my
yeah.
second. I haven't seen 7 and 8, so maybe that'll change next week, but right now those are my two favorite. What was your second favorite one?
My second favorite is tied between the Unreal Tournament one
hmm
and the last episode, which is called Armored Core.
Mm.
Those are both very awesome. We do need to also acknowledge that Prime Video is. We'll talk more in depth about it later, but officially developing a Warhammer series, and there's a Warhammer episode in this, which is
I
so.
thought I thought it was gonna be Daddy, but it wasn't. There's there's like a lot we know for a fact that Henry Cavill is not only starring in but also producing
Which means it's gonna
Warhammer.
be good.
Um but
Because you're giving the power to the nerd.
dude, I and that's where The Witcher fucked up. Fuck those guys. Anyways,
The
uh,
showrunners never read the books or played the games.
and then every time Henry was like, "Hey, you're not following the story." They're like, "Shut up, Henry. If you don't like it, quit." And he was like, "Yeah, okay, bet."
Yeah.
And
Shut up, Hank.
so
He's like,
now
my
they're
name's Henry.
so now
Goodbye.
they're making this show live action, and he's not only starring in it, but he's also producing it. And I think that's dope. But there's like a scene at the end of this episode where like the main character uh has like one line, and it sounded to me like Henry Cavill, and I was like, "Oh!" So I like
Yeah.
checked it out and it wasn't. And I was like,
No.
God damn it, that's stupid. Should have been Henry.
Should have been Henry.
Everything should just be Henry. Hollywood, everything.
Remember Jude Law back in the early 2000s? Henry Cavill now.
Yeah. We want Henry. That was a fork and a knife in my hand because I want to eat him up. Nom 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 nom.
Woo! Are there.
Luckily, we're not famous and he'll never see this.
Oh, he's going to see this. I'm going to send it directly to his publicist. Um, are there any games that you hadn't heard of that because of this show you want to play now?
Plenty, plenty. I up until you and I talked, and this is gonna make me sound like a douche because I am a co-founder of a nerd podcast, but I didn't know that every episode was a video game. I thought it was, or not a video game, but a game in general.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was something nerdy per episode. Um, so practically all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew about Warhammer, I know about D&D, I know about um, Pac-Man, Mega Man coming up. Woo, I'm stoked about that one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know that. I've talked your ear off about it. I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm stoked for that.
um, but yeah, I think that the Unreal tournament, probably would be something I'd be interested in that I didn't know was a thing. So
Yeah,
that seems pretty cool.
I wanna get back into playing that one. Um, I really want to play the Sifu. I want to play that so bad. That
Yeah.
seems like such a cool concept. Obviously, I play D&D. I've never played Warhammer because it's similar to D&D, but like you have instead of just like a single character. From what I understand, I could be very wrong. You have like a squad or like an army.
Hmm.
So that seems cool, and I really want to play Armored Core. That looked the episode alone. I was like, this looks fucking rad.
Which one is that?
That is episode 8, so it's the
Oh, I
last
haven't got there yet. Okay.
last episode um, of it. Episode 7 is based on a game called Crossfire. It just seemed a bit uh, Battlefield COD uh, adjacent. And I do enjoy those games, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like dying to get into that game.
Hmm.
Probably one of the best looking episodes though, in my opinion.
Nice.
Like it
Okay.
just seemed so real. Like there were times where I was like, this is computer graphics?
There was a couple parts in I think it was the Warhammer episode where they showed like just the eyes of the person in the suit.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy hell, that is not animated. That's a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with I mean, anytime that it zoomed in on like someone's face for the the D&D episode, the very first episode.
Hmm.
Like when it's the person like looking through they're like in a caged
Hmm.
cart, and it like just showed their eyes, and I was like, holy shit, this is animated?
Hmm.
Fuck. And I have a really nice computer for gaming. Like, I have a PS5. Like, I have stuff that has great graphics, and I was still like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait for next week when
Mega Man.
9 more episodes drop. Oh, it's going to be good. We,
Speaking of good,
well,
speaking of spicy,
no, not yet. We still got to talk about Skeleton Crew.
I know, I'm just kidding.
That was funny though. Yeah, Skeleton Crew on Disney Plus. Episode 3 came out this week, and again, spoiler alert. I'm liking the show more and more.
Yeah, I this episode specifically, um, yeah. Who's your favorite character so far? Don't say Smee, I'll punch you in the nose.
No,
Mine's Smee. He's the best, dude.
I mean, he is a good comic relief and hilarious and
Yeah.
also badass.
And he's just like down for those kids.
Yeah, because he's like,
He's
it's my captain.
well, he's fucking oh God, what's his name from
It's Nick Frost.
no, he's from Goonies. He's the hey you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
don't.
him.
Basically,
He's like the protector of the kids. Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
I think KB is my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Elaborate.
she just seems like she's the least naive.
She's the Star Trek one with the
Yeah,
Geordie.
with the yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Reading Rainbow. I got it. I know. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
If I
pretty,
could go
and
twice
especially in
time.
this episode, she's pretty rad. Yeah.
Yeah. Um like I feel bad because it really seems like they're trying to make Wim very much like the main, but he might be my least favorite.
I don't think so.
I think it's supposed to be like a joint thing,
Him
but like
and the other girl.
Fern.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry. I'm
Uh,
slacking. I still have my screen to secret level. Secret tunnel. Uh
yeah, I forget what happens next, and then it goes something like secrets and all.
um I I like Whim. Whim. Uh
Why are you
um
saying that? Like what?
but and this is just because he's a little kid, like he's a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
But I like the dynamic between him and Fern because see how I had to look at my screen?
Uh huh.
Uh,
I got you.
because every time he like starts throwing a temper tantrum, she just goes like, "If you got to go to YouTube to see this," but she just goes,
Yeah.
like every single time. I've noticed it in all three episodes. Like, yeah, I think that's really funny. I think maybe she might be more of a leading character. I think they're gonna surround his character more, just because his dad is gonna be someone important.
But her
Uh,
mom could be too.
all of them, all of their parents, that whole fucking planet is. I'm telling you, dude. I'm calling it now. I
Yeah.
called it last week. It's a safe haven for stormtroopers that wanted to get out. I promise you. If I'm wrong, I'll take my 12 gauge that's in my closet right there and blow my fucking head out. I'm just kidding.
Wow, let's not get that extreme because my theory is different than that
Yeah.
in that it's actually a secret like recruitment thing for the First Order. So like the new
Oh,
empire.
I was like, elaborate for those of our followers that don't know what that means. Not
So
me. I know what it means.
you're an idiot. Uh,
You're an idiot.
so for those that don't know, unlike Jake, he knows. The First Order was like Kylo Ren and General Huck and stuff like that. Where
Tua.
it was. That's how I know you knew what I was talking about the first time. Um, where it's basically they're trying to keep the Empire alive despite the fact that the New Republic exists.
So you think the parents are all bad guys?
Yeah.
Interesting. See, I think
And
they
that's
were bad guys and they're trying to get away from being bad guys.
see, but
And I think
if
that
that's the
that
case, oh, sorry, you go.
oh no, you go. You go.
Oh, I was gonna say if
I
that
was gonna say just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry.
you're funny,
I'm drunk.
that's what it is. Um, if that's the case, we saw in uh, Kenobi and Andor that there were rehabilitation things for. No, it wasn't. What the fuck show was it?
I don't know.
Where it was like Imperial uh, people trying to rehabilitate themselves. So if that's the case, and those were like public planets, they weren't like hidden under like shields and stuff like that. So if it's a rehabilitate, or so that's why I think it's not a rehabilitation.
The reason I think it is because they're not using uh money that is currently known to the galaxy. They're using old Republic money, which I think is like recovered money that the good side gave them. Like, hey, you run away, we'll hide you from the world. Like, start your lives or something like that. Because they're not using currency that is known to anybody. That's why when the kids that use those old Republic like coins or whatever, everyone's like, "Where the fuck did you get that?"
Yeah,
I think it's because they were given that money
but they were
to,
old galactic credits.
yeah.
I feel like the money aspect of it can work both ways.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find out. We'll
Oh,
do this together,
yeah.
Chad.
Ooh, sweet.
But yeah. Um,
Well, you said that the more that you watch the show,
I
you,
was looking at my notes or your notes. Sorry,
well,
our notes.
our notes. I just typed it out.
I'm just drunk.
We
Yeah,
haven't even gotten to the first sponsor, bud.
I know. It's gonna be a good time.
We should get to the first sponsor. We're already 30 minutes in.
We're okay.
But you're the one that pointed this out. So the more that you watch the show,
I don't know. What?
Treasure Planet.
Oh God. Oh, I see. Oh shit. We're only right there. I was looking like halfway down.
Well, we don't have to get through the rest of that stuff.
Yes. I mean, I said it. I said it last week when we started talking about it. That it's. I mean, the storyline is very Treasure Planet, and it's just getting more and more that way. Jude Law obviously being the exiled captain from his old crew that's tricking the kid into helping him hunt down treasure.
Hmm.
I mean, it's literally Treasure Planet. Every step of the way, it's Treasure Planet. Not an issue for me. I
If
love Treasure Planet.
if you haven't either read or seen, you can also go Goonies.
Yeah. Yes. We're old.
Yep. It's a good time.
Yeah. Um,
Do you want to go through all these other
no, we
like
don't
small
really
points?
have to, I don't think. I mean, they're only half-hour episodes. We don't need to spend more than like 10 minutes on these.
Yeah.
If there's any like anything in particular that you want to bring up, bring it up. Let's talk about it. I'm
Uh
not rushing.
the the big thing was that they put or that Jude Law puts was it yeah, it was Fern and Wim
Yep.
in gunner seats to
hmm
fight off uh X-Wings.
hmm
And they're like, "Oh my god, he just you got beat by a bunch of kids." Like meh meh
hmm
meh meh meh. And then we find out that they're like
The
the
Republic.
the New Republic pilots were like, "Well, I didn't want to take the shot because I didn't want to hurt the kids."
Yeah. Which I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Owl Lady, I don't know what her name was,
Oh, I
is going
can
to
go
be
back to
kind of a bigger deal. So basically, Jude Law's character, um, Jod Na Nawood, sure. Um,
that. Hmm.
he had a friend. He's got a friend who knows all the maps in all the galaxies and blah 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 blah. So in order to get the
Oh,
kids
Kim.
home, was it?
Her name is Kim.
Yeah, yeah. So in order to get the kids home, which is where he wants to go because of those old Republic coins that we were just talking about, um, they go to this person and she calls the Republic, and the Republic comes to save the kids from him, and then he makes the kids fight back against the Republic as they're trying to escape. And then, as Chad said, they're like, "How did you get beat by a bunch of kids?" And they're like, "We didn't want to take the shot because we didn't want to hurt the kids."
Hmm.
So it's basically like a kidnapping situation. The kids just don't know that they've been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. They think that they're in control, but they're kids.
Yeah.
And the adult is like,
They're
yes.
like seventh
But
graders at best.
and the only person who's really like onto him is me. Or sorry, SM33.
And a little bit of KB.
Yeah, yes. She's onto it
At
too.
least after this episode.
Well, yeah, because Kim even like pulls her aside and says something to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And says, "Call me if you need me,"
Call me,
but
beat
didn't
me if you want to reach
but
me,
didn't
you know?
but didn't give her a phone number or anything to reach her by. So
Yeah, that works.
it was a really cool episode. I'm actually really liking this show, and it gives me a little more excitement for Star Wars shows, especially on Disney, because I didn't like the past couple, unfortunately. Um, yeah, just leaves kind of a good taste in my mouth as when other things were leaving a bad taste in my mouth. But speaking of a good taste in my mouth,
The
we're gonna
second
talk
I heard
about
it, I
our
knew.
we're gonna talk about our first sponsor, our title sponsor, Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, nerds. It is time for Trivial Nerd Suit. This week's question is for Jake, is provided by me, Chad. If you would like to submit a question to try and stump one of us, please reach out to us on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com/trivialnerdsuit. Use the contact form. Just mention who the question is for. This does go to a third party, so we cannot cheat. Jake, are you ready?
I guess so.
All right. Let me pull it up so I can read it well and as well as send it to you. Okay, here we go.
I'll let you know when I get it. Yeah. Whoa, excuse me. I'll let you know when I get it. I got it. Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
So, with the new season of Castlevania Nocturne releasing in January, what was the original Castlevania side scroll video game first released on? This is in celebration of the Game Awards that happened this past week.
The original Castlevania?
This
Oh, fuck me, bud.
side scroll game first released on.
Yeah. No, I played it. Is it Sega? No. Fuck me. I was gonna say Nintendo, but there's no way.
Yeah, do you want the hint?
Is it? Sure. I already guessed twice, so I got it wrong.
I
But
know,
go ahead.
but this platform just celebrated their 30-year anniversary earlier this month.
Sony?
Yeah. PlayStation.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Fuck.
PlayStation.
God damn it.
Well,
Well, I got that one
still
wrong.
got it wrong.
But
Yeah.
the the in my defense, I'm not a huge gamer. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
My mouse died. I'm not a huge gamer, and most of the video games that I did play were at either friends or when especially back then were either at friends' houses or families' houses. I didn't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing up that.
I didn't
I'm
have
just
my
kidding.
first video game system until the PS2. Thank you very much.
Dude, I'm
I know.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I know you
Well,
are.
I'm not kidding. That actually did happen, but oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. There you go. All right. I gotta let that charge for a little while here.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
your mouse doesn't
Um,
work when it's plugged in, which is weird.
so dumb.
So
Anyways,
dumb.
yes, I did not have a video game system growing up, unfortunately, until I was in like high school. Um, so yeah, that's okay. You got me. I should have guessed Sony PlayStation, but yeah, whatever. You didn't even watch Castlevania until I told you to watch that shit.
I
Don't
know.
fucking fist bump me.
No,
Don't bro me if you don't know me.
I'm just stoked that I stumped you because you stumped me the past couple of weeks.
Good.
Well, let's talk about some nerd news, yeah?
Yeehaw.
Like I just
Oh,
mentioned, the
I went to like move my screen down, but I have to unplug to do it.
that's so dumb. The Game Awards uh, were this past week, and there's some nostalgic and exciting newses. Newses?
Am I blurry for you at all?
No,
You're super blurry for me.
that's just how I look.
It seems like it's getting better actually. So never
Oh,
mind.
cool. Yeah, the annual Game Awards were this past week. I like how I saw you just shake your head no. The first one the first one that we want to talk about was something that you were stoked about. I've never played this game.
Turok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play that shit in like junior high on those old school like Mac computers that came out with like the blue backs on them, and everybody would fight over them because
Like the
our
eggs.
computer lab only had like 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. But anyways, yeah, Turok is like a first-person shooter game, kind of like Doom, but you were hunting dinosaurs. It's a fun game.
And this one looks incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't wait to play this.
yeah, and it's gonna be, I think, released across the board, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Mm.
One that I'm excited about is that they're releasing a new Double Dragon game.
Hmm.
Like
What
old,
platform was that on?
it was an old school arcade game
Yeah,
back in the
but
day.
you could play it on a platform.
Probably
This is just
Sega.
me getting back at you.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Sega. It was that was not a Nintendo game, that's for sure, and it was
God damn it. I was trying to get
definitely,
you. I was trying to
definitely,
get you back.
definitely before PlayStation, because the live action movie of it came out in like '96.
Oh, it was so bad, but I loved it when I was a kid.
In like the dual cartwheel.
So dumb.
It was
Oh man.
terrible.
Oh man.
Woo!
We got the Witcher 4 trailer, for the game, not for the show, but yeah, the Witcher 4. Um, am I wrong by saying that it's a female lead
Yeah,
this time?
it's Siri.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's I like
it's
that.
following an older Siri after, I think, after Geralt's death.
Yeah.
Um, but it looks cool. Also, fuck all you incels out there that are pissed about this. Read the fucking books.
I didn't know anybody was mad about it. I mean, it makes sense that
Oh,
they would be. Do like a girl? Yeah.
not just a girl, but she's got like scars and looks older, and it's a female Witcher.
So a girl that could kick your ass if she was real. Yeah.
I bet a lot of tweens could beat a lot of those incels' asses just by existing. But yeah, it looks cool. The graphics look incredible,
Mm.
and I I never played. I still haven't played The Witcher. I have The Witcher 3, but I haven't played it yet. So,
I haven't played any of it, but I do have a friend who read the books. I can't name drop on here, but
that's fair.
my one of my best friends is dating that person.
Ah,
Yeah,
I connected those
and
dots.
sh yeah, and she's read all the books that you can read. So, and yeah, she's very knowledgeable about it. So,
This is the same person that told us that we were idiots for not watching Arcane. And then we
hmm.
watched Arcane. So,
Yeah, yep. That's the one.
yep.
So I want to play it, or at the very least, I would like to read the books
Yeah.
because I don't know if I have time to play video games. My hardest dilemma in life is right now is that I have all these video game systems that I bought during COVID. And now that I have a kid, I just don't have time to play video games.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's hard out here.
For a pimp, I get it.
Next one's you, bud.
Uh, we got a trailer for a game called Game of Thrones: The King's Road. I don't know how I feel about this because
I'm
we know how the show went, and the books haven't caught up to it, and we're just the entire it seems like the entire point of the game is that you're basically playing as someone who travels the King's Road to try and convince people to go north to fight the White Walkers.
See, I kind of like that more than if you were playing as any of the Stark family, because like you said, we
Right.
already know that story. So if you go this like route where you're playing as somebody who, um, in that same storyline, right? But you're not there for all of those big moments, I think that makes more sense.
I mean, I
Or they could have done a prequel.
that's what I would have rather had.
Yeah. But because I would like to see the Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon. That'd be a dope game.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would have been so rad. And you don't even have to play as either of those characters, just someone
Oh,
that
I think you'd have to play as Robert Baratheon. I think that would be dope. Because in the show when like they're talking about I can't I think maybe it was Cersei. Somebody asked Ned like what was he like when he was younger? And Ned was like he was a force that couldn't be reckoned with.
yeah.
Like I think that would be dope to play as him. My fucking God. Stop.
Is someone
I
just
swear to God, all day. All day. Nobody fucking calls me.
all
Nobody
dirt?
calls me all fucking day. The second we're fucking doing something as especially specifically this for a couple hours, I'm like the most popular person in the fucking world. My phone blows up all day. It's like fucking stop, dude.
All dirt.
Jesus. Criminy. Whew. Sorry.
Um
Sorry I blew up.
no, you're totally
Um
fine. Were there other things from the Game
There's
Awards?
there's there's so many games that were released. A lot of them I don't know, never played, never even heard of.
One that I am
They all
excited
look
for that I forgot to write
fantastic.
down. Sorry that
Go for it.
I
Yeah.
didn't. Is
No, I don't give a shit.
there was a game called It Takes Two. And it was
Hmm.
the campaign
Tango.
was specifically yes, specifically a co-op campaign, but it was only for two people. And those developers, it oh my god, it's called Split Fiction, I think, and it's still the same concept where it's two people at a time, but it jumps from like I hate to use the word cyberpunk because that's a different game, but uh, like a cyberpunk esque future fantasy, and it like jumps between different like things, but it's a two-person co-op for the entire campaign, and that looks cool. Um, I'm kind of excited about that. That's
Cool.
really the only one that stood out that we didn't write down.
And other nerd news, we called it. Craven, Sony's last Spider-Man Tangled fucking movie is currently sitting at a 9% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
That's less than Madam Web, which was one of the most horseshit movies I've ever seen. I haven't seen Craven yet, but if it's worse than Madam Web, my fucking God.
Yeah.
My fucking God. How do you do worse than Madam Web? Even the actresses from Madam Web have complained about how bad Madam Web is.
Like
And they're like,
most
Aaron
of them.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is like, you got to give this movie a shot. And the people did, and it's worse than Madam Web. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's,
Sony
all this
Sony just needs to stop. And
s-
apparently they
Spider
have.
Universe movies without Spider
Oh,
Man.
Jesus fucking Christ. I haven't seen it yet. I will watch it. I'm just not going to spend my money on it.
Yep. I mean, there's no
We'll
nice
review
way
it.
to do that when it'll end up in a dishonorable mention, I'm sure.
Yeah. We'll review it when it comes out. much like another Sony verse movie that we both watched. We'll talk about it later.
In dishonorable mentions.
Yes.
In fairly exciting news, um, there's a couple of people that we didn't know if we would ever see in live action MCU that have officially signed on for at least Doomsday, possibly Secret Wars, being Haley Atwell, Chris Evans, and Emma Stone, which
Whoop
is
whoop.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
You're fine.
Whoever called me a million times just finally texted me, and it was nonsense. So thanks for blowing up my phone.
Mm.
But yeah, Emma Stone, dude. This is sorry, I'm so
No, you're
sorry.
fine.
This is dope because this collaborates our or cooperates. This does a thing that makes it work. Um, I'm
You're right
drunk.
with corroborate.
Co
Corroborate.
ha ha ha! Got you, bitch. Uh,
Corroborate.
we have heard
Killing in the
rumors that
name
both
of. Sorry.
Toby, Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in this movie. We also know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will be one of the leads in this movie. And this kind of pushes that because everyone's like, Andrew Garfield's really good about lying, apparently. He's an actor. Um, but the interesting thing about this is that we read that um, Doomsday is, or Downey as Doctor Doom will be creating Battleworld, which would be making different people from different timelines fight each other to find the strongest of that timeline, and that timeline would survive.
Mhm.
So we read, or we even talked about it on this maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, that we heard that the Spider-Mans were gonna have to face off against each other, and this would make sense. This would be why,
Yeah.
and that would be dope, even though it
Would.
would break all of our hearts.
Yep. Because we can assume which one will come out on top, and it's the one that's signed on for more films.
Well, I don't
Uh,
think that any of them are gonna kill each other. I assume they'll fight each other, but they'll like if Tom, especially if Tom Holland's Spider-Man is supposed to be one of the anchor like characters of that movie,
mhm.
that they'll end up like bigger jaws. They'll end up like teaming up after,
Oh my god.
but
We were pitted
but they will
against each
have to fight
other.
each other. Yeah,
Downey.
yeah. That's how I imagine it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, my back. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, this next one is you
You want me
because
to do? Oh, okay.
well,
28 years later,
yeah.
we got the trailer for 28 years later. Aaron Taylor Johnson again in a better movie. Um, this is
Also
this
good for
is the
him though.
third installment. Yeah, he's having a moment right now.
Mhm.
Because what is it? Craven, this one, and what was the other one? There's three right now that he's in.
Oh fuck, hang on.
Anyways, while you look that up, um, this is the third installment in the 28 Days Later franchise. It was 28 days, 28 weeks, and now it's 28 years. It looks ridiculously good, ridiculously scary. If you haven't seen it,
Nosferatu.
oh fuck yeah, which that's literally like the next fucking
Like 2 weeks away.
bummer.
I feel bad that we
Yes,
didn't remember that.
I know, because that's like the movie that I'm like the most stoked about right now.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
100%.
anyways, this trailer looks insane and scary. I love this. I love this take on, I guess you call them zombies, but they're not infected with. the typical virus of like I want to eat brains. They're infected with rage, which just makes them want to kill you, not necessarily eat you.
Yeah.
Um, I'm stoked about this. I think it looks great. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Even though I think Craven is going to be an fucking abysmal failure. Um,
I still like him.
I still
Yeah.
like Aaron Taylor Johnson quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Well, for the sake of time, we should just say we're supposed to get the Superman trailer this week, probably Thursday or Friday um, of this week. So if you're watching this on release date, tomorrow or the next day, uh, during Mufasa.
We'll make a post on our socials, whether it's probably on all of them, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. We'll make a post
Mm-hmm.
about it after we watch it, and yeah, go check us
Yeah.
out because we're cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for time's sake, there's no witty transition to our second sponsor, which is Ray's Energy Drinks. Zero sugar, zero calories, zero crash, and zero care from us. Um, sorry, that was just being a dick. Uh,
No, I was laughing at your slurring.
it's this. You say this every week. It's because the zero calorie, zero sugar, zero crash like just trips up my tongue,
Sure.
and I'm drunk. by the time we
That's what
get
I was gonna go with. That's what I was
by the
gonna go
time
with.
we get to this spot every week. Um, Lots of great flavors. They do have plant-based options and so much more outside of energy drinks. Listen up, learn how to save 15% if I didn't already tell you not to. Listen up, we'll be right back. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high quality formula to bring a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, empowered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely zero calories, zero sugar, and zero carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
Okay, friends, we are gonna talk about Dune Prophecy episode 4, 3, 2, 1. But the one we're gonna talk about is 3. Uh, what?
And now I'm second guessing myself if that was
It's
episode 3.
4. It's 4.
I believe you.
God damn it, I hate you so much. Uh,
Shut up.
it's 4.
I'm
Anyways, we're
just
gonna talk.
pulling it up so that I can
I know.
reference it now.
Yeah. But yeah, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. But yeah, we're gonna talk about episode 4 with confidence. He said. Um, what did you like about it?
I liked that as much as I'm not a huge fan of the actual character of both the Emperor and the Empress, is how they really doubled down on Desmond Hart.
Hmm.
They're like, okay, well he's here. He's willing to fucking murder in front of a crowd of people
I
on
also
our
think it's out of
behalf.
fear, though.
Depends on if we're looking at Mark Strong or oh my goodness, Jodie May, who plays the Empress.
Mm,
I think that she's confident, he's timid,
yeah.
but both of those work for Desmond Hart's character.
Hmm.
What about you? What did you really like about this episode?
I'm a sucker for the gory stuff. So Desmond burning everybody alive in front of everybody, I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Um, I also really liked the ending of the episode where, oh God, is it Tula?
Well, which
Tula,
which part of the end are you talking about?
where she has the dream, and then when she wakes up from the dream,
Yeah, then Tula.
yeah, Tula. 'Cause it's Tula and Valia.
Valia.
Valya's the shit one.
Yeah.
She's bad. Tula, I think, is trying to be good, but
Also,
pushes the limits
yeah, and
a little bit. Yeah.
has a little bit too much confidence in her sister.
Yeah. But her in her dream slitting that chick's throat, I thought that was dope. I didn't realize it was a dream, so like when I was watching, I was like, "Would you fuck the bitches? Damn it!" That chick is like, Well, you know what? I can call her a bitch because she was being a bitch in that scene. She's like, "I'm gonna tell on you," and blah 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 blah. And she just like walks away with like no like worries until
Mm-hmm.
Tula, fuck,
Now
comes
you're
up behind her.
combining the
Yeah.
sisters.
And she just slits her throat. And I literally like out loud was like, "Well, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?" And then it just turned out to be a dream, and I was like, "Oh,
And
lame."
also because it was sister Lila, or not sister, yeah, sister Lila, who was in the coma that entire time. It's like, then
Mm.
why did you keep her alive if you're just gonna murder her? You know? And then it turns out that it was a dream. But then we do see Sister Lila awoke from her coma, and
Spice.
the spice,
The spice.
and she has the whites of her eyes are that pale blue, and the actual
Mm.
irises are that like crystal blue that we see on from like the Fremen on Arrakis,
Yeah.
which makes
Is
sense
it? This
because
was
she was
a.
like in a
I
fucking coffin full of spice.
feel like the last episode I was not a huge fan of because it was kind of slow, and it was jumping back and forth
Yeah,
with the.
flashbacks and
Uh, yeah. This one was long. It was like an hour and 17 minutes,
yeah,
but yeah, it was a really good episode.
it was. Also, uh, outside of like the political aspects of the Harkonnen House joining the High Council, getting their seat at the table, if you will, I did not, because they like alluded to Sister Theodosia or Theo having some sort of ability that she refuses to use.
The morphing.
I was not expecting a shapeshifter.
That was dope.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't know.
also confused as to when we saw male Theo, because
Yeah.
it wasn't quite the actor that played Griffin,
Yeah.
and it had different hair. And then Valia was like, "Thank you, Theo," and I was like, "Who the fuck is Theo?" And then as they walked away, and like their face was glowing, and then they transformed, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. That's like the last scene of the episode.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
fuck.
I don't know. That's all I have. I don't, about that anyway.
Yeah. Well then let's move on to Creature Commandos.
Yeet, yeet. we talked a lot of shit about this show.
I
And
still
I'm
hate the
not
fucking opening credits.
I'm not walking any of it back. No, no, because we said that if this is the tone for like the first like introduction to James Gunn's DCU, whatever, we were like, this is not it. And I actually still feel that way, but um episode 3 got me pretty good. And it's because this is what James Gunn does so fucking well. And this is why I refuse to hate James Gunn. Even
Mm-hmm.
though he pisses me the fuck off, I refuse to hate him because what he does so well is he takes the obscure characters that aren't in the comics very often or TV shows or movies, and he makes those characters stand out. He did this with Guardians of the Galaxy. They were C-class fucking comic book characters. They weren't even the original Guardians of the Galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a 3 movie plus Avengers movies, like franchise out of it. And they honestly, to this day, my favorite MCU movie is the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's my favorite one that I've ever seen. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just what he does. He does it so well. With what was the Suicide Squad? He takes these weird characters like Polka Dot Man and uh King Shark and shit like that, and he makes these really cool, like, lovable storylines, and I love that about what he actually does. And I'm sorry I'm steamrolling right now. I'll stop after this.
No.
But that's what he did in this episode of Creature Commandos. He took Tin Man or GI Commando or whatever. What
GI
is it?
Robot. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, and he made this super likable, fun killing machine. Uh, like is now potentially my favorite character in the show. And
Yeah.
that's what James Gunn does really, really well. And that's what's I won't get into the Superman thing, but that's what kind of worries me about Superman is that he's gonna like not focus on the main character. He's gonna focus too much on the side characters because
Mm-hmm.
that's his fucking thing. But Creature Commandos, this episode, mwah.
Yeah. It really stepped it up. And, like you said, took an obscure character, gave it such a just heartwarming, like, I'm happy for him
Yeah.
backstory through the growth and like got you attached to this
Mhm.
character that you didn't know existed 3 weeks ago. If you
Yeah.
didn't watch any of the trailers, you know what I mean. But and like you said, that's what he does so well.
Mhm.
And I love that. I really enjoyed this episode. It after the first two, we're like, we'll keep watching, but meh. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, what's next?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Oh,
No. No. Yeah, it was a fun one.
yeah,
And they like fucked up Cersei, which was dope.
yeah. Weasel fucked up, sir.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yes, that was dope.
I know it's his brother going
Yeah.
into a
Yeah.
microphone and getting paid way more than what he should for it because he's blood related, but
Yeah. It was
it's still
sick.
fun.
Yeah. I don't I don't know if I have anything outside of that. I mean, it's only, 20, 30-minute episodes. Um,
Yeah.
Go check it out. I guess that's I'm here for it. I want Superman to be dope. I'm here for you, James. Just don't fuck me over. I'm gonna be so mad at
And
you.
also stop making yourself the center of it.
Yeah.
Because because last week we talked about how long his like credit animation was, and
Hmm.
I really paid attention to it, and it was twice as long as all of the others. And his brother plays two different characters, or voices two different characters, and his was still twice as long. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Check your ego. We know you can make good stuff. This episode definitely proved it. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
It's
But
a good one.
like, stop. Stop loving yourself that much. Okay? That's all I gotta
But
say.
with but with that being said, let's close out this
Ooh.
episode.
Okay.
We haven't done one of those in a while. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
I was
Whoa, whoa,
about.
wee wow. Whoa, whoa, wee wow.
But before we close out this episode, we have some honorable and a dishonorable mention. Jake, what do you have?
Well, Shrinking, which season two, which is probably one of my favorite shows ever. Um, and What We Do in the Shadows, which I think we're done with now. I think it's over at this point. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm still watching House, which I have never watched all the way through. And the dishonorable mention, unfortunately, well, but obviously, is Venom 3.
Unfortunately, but obviously, yes.
Is I would I every time one of these movies comes out, I get my hopes up. Whether it was one of the three Venom movies, Morbius, now Craven, I'm like, oh, man, it looks good.
Yeah,
Every single time
it's
it's been
not.
just a fucking Madam Web. I think I knew was gonna be trash at
I
that point because it was so
expected it.
far into
Yeah.
their trash universe. But God, it was so bad. I was literally falling asleep, and Nicole had to like smack me on the head and be like, "Wake up!" And I was like, "No, this movie sucks."
I liked it
How
better
about
than the
you?
second one.
Barely.
Yeah, it's not saying much.
Yeah. What about you? What do you
It's
got
like
for honorable mentions?
picking your favorite out of two dumps in a day, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like picking between like an orange and yellow starburst.
I take offense to that because I like both of those flavors. I know. I'm
Just
sorry.
do your honorable mentions, bud. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry that I'm that guy.
Oh.
Um, well, I'll start with my dishonorable mention, which was Venom 3.
What?
Who would have thought? Blech. Um, and then for honorable mentions, I watched obviously Shrinking. Love that show. I have been looking for this movie. It's called Extreme Days. It's not a particularly good movie. Like, objectively speaking, it's not a good movie. But it is so nostalgic. And ever since I stopped having a DVD player and lost the DVD for it, I've been trying to find this movie for damn near decades at this point. And I got to watch it again, and it made me happy. Still not a good movie, but you know, it's like one of those like a trash comfort film. Um,
Never seen it.
uh, it it like brought joy to my heart to watch it again, but now that I've watched it again and I'm no longer a member of the church, uh, some of it bothered me because it definitely has religious undertones and soundtrack. Um, but I did watch what?
I typed it's called Identical Days.
No, Extreme Days.
Extreme Days. Oh, I typed in Identical Days. You know what came up?
Porn.
Youth Fountain.
funny for a different reason.
Extreme Days. Okay.
Yeah, the guy that plays Pigpen from Out Cold is in it. The guy that plays Rufio from or not Neverending Story.
Dante Bosco
Yeah, he voiced Zuko.
or Corey NG. I don't know which one's the real name.
I think Corey. Um, no, I don't know now. He voiced Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah. Um, besides that, I watched Under the Silver Lake with Andrew Garfield, and what a fucking weird movie, man. Enjoyed it.
I love that movie.
And then I started watching Arcane season 2. We will talk about it um, in the coming weeks. What you looking
So
at?
I was reading the synopsis for Extreme Days.
Oh, what does it say?
Nothing good.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, it's not a good movie. It just like hit like a weird nostalgic thing because I used to.
They're like they're like the guys from fucking Harold and Kumar. The extreme. That's what the synopsis says basically.
They're kind of making fun of that. I get it. Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see that.
Sorry, bud.
It's basically about them taking a road trip before they
To
all like.
do extreme stuff.
Well, their goal is to surf, skate, and snowboard on the West Coast all in the same day. So yeah,
Ex- Extreme stuff.
yeah. Um,
Extreme Doritos.
anyways, yeah, that's it. But if you didn't lose all credit in me, and still enjoy the show and would like to support us, please like, share, subscribe wherever you find this show. If you want to be a premium subscriber, go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. Lots of benefits. We talked about it at the beginning of the episode, so you know about that by now. Also, huge shout out to Marty at Digicat Tech, who's been constantly working in the background, upgrading our website, helping us out with our digital marketing. And if you need help with that, reach out to him. He's a wizard. Other than that, we love you. Thank you for being a listener, a subscriber, a fan. And this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.